It is the Sports Fix here on Flow FM, and no matches last weekend in Hume Netball. The girls got to put their feet up. Hopefully Carla Fletcher did as well, as she joins me on the line right now. G'day, Carla. Did you enjoy your long weekend?
I certainly did, Jason. It was nice to be at home and just do whatever I wanted to do. Same with a lot of other people, I think.
Yeah, and that probably a good time of year to be doing it too. Sort of right smack bang in the middle of the season, isn't it? We're almost at the halfway mark.
Yeah, no, we go into round 10 this week. So they've all played 9 games, nearly close to playing each other once. So, they'll be back on track after a couple of more rounds.
Yep. Well, I thought, given that we don't have any matches to review, let's have a look through the other grades. We don't get a chance to do this very often because there's so many of them. We've got 4 junior grades and then 4 senior grades, so 8 in total. And let's have a look at how the ladders are shaping up in some of these comps. So, might start with the little babies, the under 11s. Geez, they get started pretty early in the morning, don't they, Mum and Dad? It's a big task to get the little ones out there at that hour.
Yeah, it's not too bad. This is our second or third year with the 11 and unders, and the girls are really enjoying on that. They start about 11:15, so they're lucky.
Oh, that's not bad.
So they aren't the first time slot. So, we've had to juggle around the time.
Who owns the first time slot of the day, and what is it?
It's the 11s and the 15. So I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
13, yeah. So the 11s do start early, 10 o'clock. So it's not too bad.
That's all right. 10 o'clock's fine. I remember getting up in the ridiculous hours at like 6:30 in the morning to get my lad off to footy when it was foggy at about 7 in the morning for under 9s. It was terrible.
Yeah, no, 10 o'clock the earliest we start, but with the little net set goers, they might start about 9 and have a bit of a 40-minute play beforehand. So, yeah, they're not the earliest ones on the day.
Well, you got to factor in travel, of course, as well. But let's have a look at the under 11 ladder, and we're just going to go through the top 6 in each grade. So Osborne on top here, along with How Long, and they've had 8 wins and no losses. Their only dropping of points was against each other when they had a draw. So talk about being even at the top. Lockhart third, Billabong Crows fourth on 6 and 3, Colcan 5 and 4, the Giants 5, rounding out top 6 there. There's not a lot in it at the top of that, obviously. Osborne and How Long, they couldn't be split when they played earlier on, the little babies, so not even a lot in it in percentage terms.
Well, and that's right. When you look at their percentage, over 330% for Osborne, so they're really piling on some goals when they're playing each week, and How Long are not that far behind them. So that would have been a great game to watch a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll move to the under 13s. Top 6 here, Lockhart on top, 8 and 1, only 2 percentage points clear of Brock Burham, who are also 8 and 1, so that's tight as well. Holbrook, 7 wins, 2 losses. The Giants, they're fourth, 6, 2 and 1. They've had a draw. Their draw was against Jindera, who are 6th on the ladder, 4 wins, 4 losses and a draw. And jammed in between the Giants and Jindera are the Billabong Crows, who are 5 wins, losses. So Billabong Crows, they're up there in the top 6 in first 2 junior grades we're going to talk about. So their future looks strong. But, geez, you'd be pretty pleased to see Lockhart there, top of the ladder in the under 13s.
Yeah, look, there's some great little netballers all over the league with the 13s, and they're really coming into their own. And look, it's really nice to see the teams like Holbrook and Bramble-Bundry Walla, who maybe not doing so great in the senior grade, but, they're up there with the junior grade. So there's a lot of promising future for most of the clubs.
That is a really good point. Because, clubs are a lot more than just their A grade, and we only get to talk about the A grade, so you can be forgiven for thinking that, if a club's not winning as much as I think it'd like to at A grade, then it might be struggling. Well, below that, there are 7 other grades where teams are going all right in some instances, so it doesn't always tell the full story.
No, it doesn't, and it's nice to see, Hob fairly strong in a lot of the grades and over the years, so look, it starts from the little ones and they keep working their way up and then playing senior netball. So anything can happen in a few years' time.
Yep. Now, let's move to the under 15s. And here's a good example of what we're just talking about, actually. Brock Burham on top, 8 and 1. They're struggling in the A grade, but they're dominating the 15 comp at the moment. They're 2 games clear of CDHBU, who are second on the ladder, so their future looks bright as well. 6 and 3 in the under 15s. Osborne, 6 and 3. How Long, 6 and 3. Gindera 6-3, and Lockhart 5-4. That's the top six. So there's one game between second and sixth on the ladder, and not a heck of a lot of percentage either. So that's a very close competition.
Yeah, it is. It's all of those teams just compete really hard against each other, and it's nice to see BB Saints up there. They've got a lot of strong junior teams, and hopefully they get to keep those girls in the future, and they'll also come along and help them out in the seniors. But yeah, CDHBU is up there as well. They're always quite strong in the junior teams as well.
Yeah, the Cooks, Bella and Lily, and Hannah Collins, Shay Eastick, their names you're going to hear in the senior grades in the future there from the Brock Burham Saints. They're already in the best players most weeks, those girls, and playing some pretty good netball.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see. It's it's nice when you turn up that early in the morning and it's cold and you're getting some good wins to start the day off.
All right, Billabong Crows undefeated in the under-17s, top of the ladder there. How Long 7-2, Holbrook 7-2, Henty 6-3, Randall Bundry Waller 5-4, Gindera 5-4. That's your top six there. Billabong Crows only undefeated junior team in the competition at the moment. Or sorry, I'll rephrase that. They're the only team in the junior competitions at the moment that haven't dropped point. We're a couple in the under-11s that had a draw, if you remember. But the Crows are perfect at the moment, 9-0. Hard to continue that perfection throughout an entire season.
Yeah, they're a nice looking team. They move the ball really quickly down the court, and they're having some big wins on the board. They've got 360 percentage points. So yeah, they work really well, and it's going to take a really strong team to take away the 4 points from them.
Yeah. All right. Now, in the seniors, it's an Osborne parade. I think they're on top of all four senior competitions at the moment. They're going beautifully. We'll start with the C reserves. Osborne 8-1, level with the Billabong Crows, who are 8-1. Gindera a 7-1 and a draw. How Long a 6-2 and a draw. BB Saints are 6-3, and the Giants are 5-3 and a draw. They've had a couple comps. So even that's a pretty close competition. I mean, from 1 to 4, they've had a combined total of 2 losses. So that tells you how well they're travelling. I'm sorry, a combined total of 5 losses between 4 teams, so less than 2 losses each.
Yeah, and those 4 teams are sitting well in all senior grades. They're right up the top there. So, they've just got some strength and some depth in their clubs, and it really shows and it pays off each week. If you're a little bit undermanned in one area, it looks like they've got the players underneath them to step up and fill in those positions. That's
important at a point. So in the C grade, Osborne are 9 wins, no losses. How Long 8-1. The Crows again, they're there 7-2. Gindera 7-2. The BB Saints 5-4, and the Murray Magpies round out the top 6 there. They're 4 wins, 5 losses, level with Holbrook and Colcan. So it's a very tight competition, the C grade there, and not a lot in it for the last 2 finals berths.
Yeah, and there should be some good games coming up this week and it might sort out some of those ladder positions as well. But, Osborne up there again, How Long, Billabong Crows and Gindera, and the Saints are in there and Magpies. So that's nice. It looks like we're covering all bases with every single club somewhere in the top 6 in one of the competitions.
Yep. In the B grade, it's a race in 7 for 6 spots. So Osborne on top 9-0 again. Then we go How Long 7-2, Gindera 7-2, BB Saints 7-2. So those 3, blanket on them. Then we go from 5 to 7. We got the Billabong Crows 5-4, Giants 5-4, Holbrook 5-4. Less than 30 odd percentage points between 6th, 7th on the ladder. So pretty tight comp there as well. One of those teams is going to miss out.
Yeah, well, it looks like it, but you just don't know which one it will be. Depending on, they've all just got to play their best netball each week from now on and just make sure they're beating those people just underneath them.
And then there's the A grade. So we've got Osborne on top again, 8 wins, 1 loss, but Gindera breathing down their neck, 8-1 as well, and about 15 or 16 percentage points between them. The Crows 7-2, Lockhart 7-2, so they're not far behind. Then we go to How Long, who are 5th, 6 wins, 3 losses. Colcan round out the top 6 at the moment, 5 wins, 3 losses, and a draw, and a bit of a break then to 7th, 8, 9. So top 6 might be set, but not in position. That's for sure.
No, that's right, and I think that draw for Colcan the other week might be their saviour. It might just keep them just ahead each little week. So there are going to be some interesting games coming up.
All right, well, let's have a look at them. we will go into this round of matches, which is round 10. We've got 18 rounds, so we officially crossed the halfway mark. And, let's start with two teams that are in the top 6, but at the polar opposite ends of it. That's Osborne and Colcan. Now, this will be at Osborne, and you'd think the top side will start as roaring favourites to win this one.
Well, I think so. And look, Osborne are just wanting to go and continue and keep that top spot. They won't want to let it go to anyone. They'll have to work really hard, though, because I think the Colcan shooters, Andrea Went, Olivia Brunner and Rachel Hensel, they've got a lot of flexibility in there. And Sally Hunter and Sarah Snyder for Osborne, they're going to have to work really hard. But, I think Osborne might take the points on the weekend.
Right. Let's move to Lockhart, who are, again, challenging for double chance. They will take on CDHBU at home, and you would think Lockhart at home will just be a bit too strong.
Yeah, I think so, depending on, whether they've got their full team in this weekend. And CDHBU are they've got a fun weekend. They've got a bus trip on, travelling to Lockhart. So Lockhart will be looking to boost their percentage a little bit and hoping there might be some mishaps above them. But I think Lockhart should win on the weekend.
We've got Randall Wurundjeri Waller, the Giants there at home at Wurundjeri, take on the Brockburham Saints. Now, I don't think this game's as far apart as people might think. The Saints are not without a chance in this one.
No, and there's going to be a tough game for both sides. Depending on, if they've both got their full strength. I think Mel McClellan for the Giants, she's such a reliable shooter and strong and solid. I think she's probably the key, and the Saints will need to shut her down. But I think the Giants might come away with the 4 points.
Now, here's match of the round. The Billabong Crows taking on Gendera. Gendera second on the ladder, the Crows third on the ladder. Only one win between them, and really, this could be the playoff almost for the double chance. It's a big game, this one.
Yeah, and look, the Crows had a really strong win last round against How Long, and look, they'll be wanting to continue on their winning way, and both teams will need to start really strong. I think it's going to be a battle over the whole 4 quarters, and especially in the circle with Beth and Brooklyn Maloney and Gindra's defence. Their strength in Shana Holland and Ellen Cook and Sam Creasy, they're able to rotate around and just keep that domination going in the circle. And look, I think the mid-court will have to work really hard, and they're just going to have to take every opportunity they can with turnovers, because once it gets in the circle for either team, it's going to be a goal scored.
Yeah. Now, I say double chance, but your final system, top 6, how does it work? Is it 1 versus 6, 2 versus 5, 3 versus 4 in that first week?
No.
It is different, isn't it?
Yeah. 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 with both the losers going out.
Yep.
And then 1 versus 2
that's right.
the following week. Yeah. And then the winner of 1 and 2 goes straight into the grand final, and then the losers play the winners of the previous weekend.
Yep. So it is important. The difference between second and third is that double chance.
Yeah, it is. And once you get in the top 6, anyone, best game on the day, and anyone could be playing in the grand final.
Spot on. So it could be a ripping game, that Billabong Crows Gendera clash, lot on the end of it. Here's another one that I reckon's got a bit on it. Holbrook taking on the Murray Magpies, and haven't Holbrook roared back into the equation over recent weeks. They've got 2 wins and a draw from their last 3 games, and they take on the Murray Magpies, who are still there and thereabouts, hoping to get back into finals contention. It's a game the Magpies have to win.
Yeah, and look, Holbrook are really starting to come into their own, especially since they've had a full line of players. And look, they'll have to just shut down the Magpies shooter in Tara Lishke. She's a beautiful shooter, and once she gets in the circle, she can sink them from anywhere. And it'll be an interesting game because it's actually the All In Sports live stream match for the weekend. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of interested people on the outcome of this game.
No doubt. Big game. Who's going to win it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Holbrook.
Right. Last match of the round's a little bit easier to pick, I reckon. How Long, 5th on the ladder, taking on Henty, who haven't had a win yet, and I can't see them breaking their duck weekend.
No, I think, look, How Long, after their effort last week against the Crows, they were pretty disappointed with their 4-quarter effort, but I think they should be comfortable winners this week against Henty. So they should be back on the winners list and keep their spot up there in the top 6.
Well, there you go. That's around 10 of matches in Hume Netball. Anything else, Carla, before we wrap it up for today?
No, I think it's all good. Everyone just enjoy their day back on the court. Hopefully it's not too cold and wet and rainy, and have a nice weekend.
It's crossed, mate. All the best to you, and thanks again. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Jason. Bye.